Thank you very much, David. Please stay on the stage or even sit down, take your seat together with your pre-speaker, Stefano Zancan, and we can step up to the discussion. So, are there any questions? Because both of the presentations were very insightful, very important. Yeah, and I see first question here. And there is already the mic. Okay, so first question is there.
Joanne Walsh. Congratulations, Stefano and David. Excellent presentations, and I love the practical, real-life insights and examples. My question is around the funding, I suppose, to Stefano on the development. You know, what are the key insights that we can extrapolate into other jurisdictions in terms of the funding model for development of ATMPs? And then to David on the reimbursement models, what would an ideal reimbursement model look like for an ATMP where you're more reliant on real world evidence, I guess, rather than the traditional model? Thank you again.
With regard to reimbursement, we have and not directly involved in the reimbursement procedures for was gene therapy. However, I have a personal opinion regarding that, and I don't know if it is blasphemy or it is something that is practical. And I would like to see in the future that for rare disease where there is a centralized authorization procedure, there could be also centralized reimbursement procedures as it was for COVID vaccines. If this is something possible, this automatically will allow all the countries in the European community to have the drug product immediately available to patients. I don't know if I have answered to your question.
Thank you very much for the answer. And there was the second question.
I think there was also a second part of the question about the reimbursement.
Okay.
So maybe to thank you very fast to conclude that I think this could be one of the way, but we can see that in like recent period that the European states were not really keen to reimburse together, and I'm not really expecting it will be changed. But let's see, of course. I think it is more about not trying to do the cost containment measures as we are used to in current system, but really to be able to measure the value the innovative treatment is bringing. But it is like complex evaluation because we need to be able to see the data, to work with the data. We need to be able to measure it in the longer time perspective because there are products which will really be effective or cost effective from this perspective in 10 plus years. And our systems are not ready for that. Also, another part, all those treatments are bringing also the savings on the side of the social budget, not only like from the medical perspective. In Czech Republic, it is strictly divided. Yeah? So I think this is another way how to change the system, but it needs to be about the value we are able to measure and we are able to evaluate and then pay.
If I can add one additional point regarding the reimbursement, again, for Schira. Fondazione Teleton doesn't have to pay stock option, doesn't need to reimburse investor, doesn't need to get money back for the R&D cost because this is part of our mission. So, but we need to have a sustainable price because we need to maintain the drug on the market, and the costs associated to that are very high. Consider that the no-profit model is a philosophy that applies to Fondazione Teleton, but all the vendors, starting from a GMO to other vendors for pharmacovigilance or whatever we may need, are private vendors that apply the same price that they are doing to any pharma company.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Ladies first. Okay. Thank you very much.
It will be short, Jack. So, Stefano, thank you for the inspiring talk. It was amazing. I was curious about the relation that you had with the private companies and then come back to Teleton. This was something related to the because the benefit was positive of the medicine at the end. So I was curious about knowing what happened here, if maybe the company did a withdrawn with information that they already had, or can you explain this a bit?
No, in both occasions, it came quite like a sudden information. It was quite a hard hit for us to receive. We didn't expect it. Certainly, pharma has their own strategy and objective, which I respect. However, you understand that as a Fondazione Teleton could not accept that two compounds that we have developed in our institute would withdraw from the market in case of Strinvelis or stop to progress toward the market authorization. The complication for that when there is a transfer, there is a lot of activities to be conducted because you have to review all the data that have been generated so far. You have to identify any possible gaps. We had to reorganize and get additional resource and competency to make it. And so was really the last 2 years, 3 years were really an hard time for us because we work quite a lot to succeed in that.
Like to have some figures regarding the real cost of the development, meaning you mentioned that it was the project will be made available at non-profit cost. It means that you have certainly an estimate of what was the total cost of the development of the product, and then it will be divided by the number of potential patients to reach the cost per patient. So do you have figures or estimates for both value, meaning the total development cost and the cost that will be?
No, I don't have figures, but the studies were conducted as profit studies, just because we had, even the first one was a profit study because we had in mind to go to the marketing authorization. Don't have figures to answer you. However, there is an important consideration to do. As before, during my presentation, I mentioned that we have to face variable costs, which are the production and the shipping of a medicine product for each patient, and then some fixed cost. You understand that as soon as the number of patients in 1 year is low, the fixed cost has a huge impact. And so in some way, the fixed cost doesn't match with the reality of a number of patients that can be treated in 1 year. And this is something that could be jeopardize the sustainability of a product.
Thank you very much. And we have room for one online question.
I think the online question has been already covered, so maybe Lenka has a...
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. I have a question for David, because I'm really curious if as an association covering all or majority of the innovative pharmaceutical industry, is there any space for your association to initiate some direct meetings, as you said, because in the Czech Republic we have a great ecosystem to meet each other, but is it your association who, for instance, I'm really curious about the patients' engagement. It is possible for you to initiate any meetings with them?
Yes, I think we are pretty active in Czech Republic with all relevant stakeholders. I think it's a little bit easier nowadays because really like to be keen, I never ever see such a proactive and constructive approach from Ministry of Health, super open for any kind of discussion, super structured, and there is always like open doors. It's possible to speak about anything. Same for State Institute for Drug Control. And of course, we are trying to get also for the discussion the colleagues from the patient organizations. AIFP is organizing the academia for patient organizations to improve their knowledge structure, to help them be part of the process and dialogue since 2012. It's something I think many countries can inspire. And thanks to that, they are really like part of all important discussions. And I'm not even speaking about the healthcare professionals. They are naturally part of the process, except of current minister or the previous one were the colleagues from the medical education. So yeah, I think we are active and it's some successful discussion dialogue.
Well, if there are no other questions, I will thank you very much for your insights and for the discussion and also for your questions. And little miracle we are witnessing, we are perfectly on time.